The scene I will never forget is Monument Valley. It is a place you can't believe how it came to be put there. It looks like somebody was just playing and stood up the rocks so that they will be beautiful to see. I think the Great Spirit put them there for us. I never dreamed that this is where I will play hide and seek with the enemy.
But this is the West that dreams are made of. The West that has inspired a million fantasies and darkened movie theaters. This, they told us, is where the West was won. In truth, this is the home of the Navajos. This is where they fought to keep that home. Just as their kinsmen, the Apaches, fought. Just as the Nez Percé people of the Northwest fought. And just as the Lakotas and Cheyennes who roamed the Great Plains fought. For these people and many other tribes, the West was not won. For them, over the course of less than 50 years, the West was lost, and their lives were changed forever. This is their story.
They made us many promises, more than I can remember. They never kept but one. They promised to take our land, and they took it.
(1492). The Spanish are the first to come. And then the French, the Dutch, the British, all hoping for a piece of what to them is a brave new world. But it is not a new world. You can see the evidence all over America, especially in the great Southwest, where the remains of intricate, ingenious dwellings stand as testimony to the knowledge and skill of ancient native peoples.
Nobody discovered this. We were already here. And if I go today to Spain and say, well, I'm discovering Spain, I think the Spanish would be quite surprised and irritated. Or if I go to England and say that, I think that America needs to learn its own true and correct history.
This is a place which has been inhabited by other human beings for hundreds and thousands of years, and your coming is not just a fresh beginning for you, but in some sense it's an ending for them.
The depth of the Europeans' misunderstanding is symbolized by the very name they choose to give the people who live here.
The whole word Indian is wrong. It's a misnomer. We are not Indians. We are members of free and independent nations. We are Lakota, we are Cheyenne, Apache, whatever. We are members of our own nations. First, there was no word for all the native inhabitants.
Many of the colonists cannot survive without Native Americans lending a hand. The story of the Wampanoag tribe helping the Pilgrims through their first winter at the Plymouth colony is a true one. But only 55 years later, the Massachusetts settlers and the Wampanoags are at bloody, ruinous war. The pattern repeats itself time after time. Hospitality is overcome by hostility as new arrivals seek to push the natives from their land. The pressure is unrelenting.
The main thrust was simply to move the Indians out of the way of the colonization patterns. Whether this was to be done through persuasion or through warfare is not so important as the ultimate goal to eliminate them as a significant factor in the colonial possession of their imperial domains.
Along with their land lust, the Europeans bring something with them that is unimaginably deadly, a silent mass murderer that will devastate the Native American population: disease. No science fiction film can come close to depicting the horror brought from across the sea. The tribes have no immunity to these new foreign plagues.
It is the single greatest human catastrophe in the history of the planet. That the estimates of Indian loss of population in the Americas run into the 90% or more. Whole peoples disappear and merge with other peoples.
Cholera, whooping cough.
Many tribes of the Great Plains keep what are called winter counts. On an animal hide is painted a history of the people. Each year is noted with a drawing that symbolizes the most significant event of that year. The impact of the white man's epidemics is vivid.
Smallpox.
Measles.
Many babies die.
They understood what was happening. They understood that where the diseases were coming from, and they blamed them on the white people. I know they blamed them on the white people. What was difficult for them to understand is how quickly and how they spread and how devastating they were, and that they couldn't really get away from them.
The havoc of disease continues well into the 19th century. In 1833, artist Carl Bodmer travels to the upper Missouri River. He paints beautiful portraits of the people and villages of the Mandan tribe. The Mandan population is some 2,000 strong. Then smallpox strikes. 4 months later, only 138 are still alive. One of the victims is the Mandan chief, Forebears. As he dies, he declares,
I have never called a white man a dog, but today I do pronounce them to be a set of black-hearted dogs. All are dead or dying with their faces all rotten, caused by those dogs, the whites. Think of all that, my friends, and rise all together and not leave one of them alive.